Okay, so I don't often do this, and I doubt it will make a great deal of difference, but it's better than doing nothing. I'm going to share a link to a video, and if you're a sensitive person, I'll warn you, it's a little bit upsetting. Basically, it's four young guys, and well, five actually, in what appears to be a wooded area. Judging by the accent, it's somewhere in Greater London or the home counties. Anyway, some people suggest this may be some sort of drug deal or something. I don't know. But basically, one young guy is knocked out point blank for absolutely no apparent reason. And another one then goes to what looks like picking up his phone. And yeah, they're just kind of laughing about it. And whether this is so-called happy slapping or what, I don't know. It might be a drug deal gone wrong. I'm going to share a link to the video so that if you live in this area, or even if you don't, I'm assuming it's somewhere around Greater London, but please check this out. I know it's a very long shot, but if you happen to recognize anyone in this, maybe you've had verbals from them yourself, whatever, please get in touch with the police. I know it's a long shot, a very long shot, but even if it doesn't get justice, at least it needs to be discussed. Earlier today, I myself had some bother from yobs, basically just drinking around a bench, throwing insults at me. They'll get the ginger bastard walking past, that sort of thing. Um, this country has long had a problem with this sort of behaviour. Other countries may have higher violent crime levels, but in Britain we have a particular problem with antisocial behaviour. And I'm very conservative on this issue. I believe the only appropriate response to this is severe. This is absolute assault. Even when this guy is on the ground and he's crying, he's clearly in some distress. They're laughing at him. They proceed to kick him. Um, there's three guys in the video, and there's someone else recording it who has a thick London accent. There's a black guy. The guy who done the assault was white, wearing a sort of silver tracksuit top and a cap. And then the one that takes the victim's phone is wearing a black tracksuit top. He's a bit taller, redhead actually. And well, I'll show you the footage. It's relatively clear. It's relatively easy to see. It looks like some sort of wooded area. Please share it widely. Um, and I hope these little bastards get justice. What I do think is absolutely unacceptable is the attitude we take in this country that if they're under 16 and they basically get off the hook. I think that is utterly unacceptable. Um, I think that we need to take a very hard line on this, and I think that there's only you know one appropriate measure to deal with such things, and that is custodial. I do believe in the principle of scaring people straight. The thing is, these little bastards work on the notion that they're wannabe gangsters, that and they'll start off at this level and they will progress up to something a lot more serious. Although this is bad enough, um, I believe the only way to deal with this is to scare the shit out of them, for them to know what it's like. People might say, oh, well, they might have abusive parents, so that's what starts off in the first place. But the point is, they go into society thinking with this mentality that they could do what they want. That is the fundamental mentality. So they need an authority figure to scare the shit out of them. I would absolutely support something like the military, soldiers, scaring them straight. Hell, even professional criminals. I know in the States they do this, where they get young offenders and they basically scare them straight with top level, Bloods and Crips and so on. That may be the way to do it. It's not pleasant to watch. It's not something I relish, but I just don't think a tap on the wrist is good enough. And those people who think that it's all psychology, we need to understand them. Give me a break. They're little thugs, and they need to be put in their place. They're bullies, and that's it. There's no excuses for this sort of behaviour, and we simply cannot be a society that tolerates this sort of crime. Um, to be honest, it makes me sick to the core. I'd love 10 minutes with those little shits. I really would. And I'm not bigging it up. I feel very strongly about this, and I did do that once. I saw this kid who was a nasty little shit. He was a bully, and I followed him. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything to him, But I did give him what for, and he was scared. He was scared of me. So he wasn't such a big man when it came to someone, standing up to him. I'd seen the little bastard mocking this disabled man in the shopping centre and just made me sick to watch. But if as a society we don't stand up to this behaviour, it's never going to change. And I'm not saying that it will ever be perfect, but we can start with much, much tougher punishments, much tougher. The current situation continues to be a joke. We're not quite as pathetically lenient as the Scandinavian model, but we need to get a lot tougher because this sort of behaviour is disgusting. I'm absolutely in favour of uniforms in prison. Criminals need to understand that if they terrorise society, society is going to fight back. So I'll put a link to the video in this. Please share it widely.